Hey everybody, it's Lon.TV and we're doing yet another Ouya retro emulator video, and the reason is that there's finally, after all this time, there is finally a MAME emulator that is native to the Ouya. It's been ported over from the MAME for Droid emulator that I'm sure a lot of you are using on your Android phones and tablets, but here it is. It is actually working and works quite well. The menu will be very familiar to you if you have used this before, and pretty much you just select the game you want to play. Maybe we'll start with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles here, which was one of my favorites from childhood. So we'll let this load up. I think this game is over 20 years old now, which is really freaking me out actually. So we'll let this thing load up real quick here, and you'll get a sense as to what the frame rate is. And I have to say, this one and a lot of games of its type from its era are running really nicely on this thing. It's a little out of whack because I have a scaler running here right now to get the video into my video switching apparatus, but it runs pretty much at full speed. When you want to use your coins, you just hit the left button here. It'll put in some coins there. You cowabungas. You hit the right one, or one of these buttons will get you started, and it pretty much works like it did in the arcade days. I found a number of other games from the era work pretty well too. Well, we can boot up Afterburner real quick also once, well, we can try to get into this one real quick just so you can see how it runs here. So, but overall, I have to say it works, you know, as you would expect it to. The one thing that I have a gripe about is that it's a little hard to set up the controls manually. You know, things like simple button pushes and that kind of thing are easy because you can just pop into this menu here and set it up. But I'm having a harder time with like the accelerator controls and Afterburner and that kind of thing. It's not reading. When I try to do a manual control, it's not reading this stick, and that's been a little bit of a hassle there. One nice thing you can do, though, is you can hit the button here in the middle, and you can save the state of the emulator. It works in most of the ROMs that I've played with, not all, so some of them might lock it up. But you can also exit the game this way also, so you can just hit the exit button, and oops, I hit the wrong button, of course, but you can hit the exit button and maybe get out of the game if you want. There we go. And you can pop back to the menu here. So now one thing I noticed is that some of the newer games are not as swift. So let's go over to, and newer is like 1998 level here. So let's take a look at NBA Hang Time. And this was a game that was came out kind of like the sequel to NBA Jams. And it was, this one is I think dating back to 1998 or so. And let me just pull this up real quick and you can see what I'm talking about. So we'll just start off a game here. We'll just select the teams and just try to get going. So it runs very solidly, but I think this is one that's probably going to push the Ouya hardware a little bit too hard. So we'll just try to get through this thing here. I guess you got to wait for this to load up there. So, oops, oh, hit the wrong button. I'm a button masher, and sometimes the buttons don't always work there. So we'll jump here. I never can push them fast enough, but you can see it's not bad, but it's a little broken up. It's not terribly fast. I remember playing this on the Dreamcast. I have it for the Dreamcast upstairs, and it certainly ran a lot better. And the button mapping is a little bit messed up because you kind of have to reach across the controller to make it work. But overall, it's pretty good. So I have to say, you know, if you're looking to get back into the arcade mode, this is a great way to do it. The video quality is really good, as you can see from the screen here. We're putting it through a scaler, so it was a little bit of processing going on there. But overall, when I was playing it on my big TV upstairs, it looked great. So this kind of rounds out the whole emulation station function of the Ouya. It is really easy to get it up and running now. You can pretty much run every retro system that's out there, and it runs exceptionally well, provided you're not going too far into the late 90s in running old games. But I have to say it's pretty good. And you know, there's other things you can get. You could do a Raspberry Pi. You can do a whole bunch of other things. You can even plug your PC into your TV, which would certainly work. But if you're looking for, you know, a dedicated retro gaming device, I think this thing now finally has the complete suite of games that you can play at full speed and really decent video quality as well. So I'm pretty excited about it. So that is MAME for Droid on the Ouya. It has been ported, and you can grab it in the Discover store for $0. This is Lon.TV. Thanks for watching.